Hello, 5th and 6th grade parents. Welcome to Back to School Night. I am Mrs. Thomas, and I am the 5th and 6th grade hybrid learning facilitator for the 2020-2021 school year. So this presentation is going to give you lots of different information about the course, what to expect, some of my policies and expectations for the school year. And it's basically just a place for you to get information when you need it throughout this year, because a lot of this is going to be scary and new and different and things you've never done or even seen before. So we're all in this together, literally, because I've never done this either. So a little bit about myself. I am formerly a 5th grade language arts teacher. This will be my 5th year at Manheim Central Middle School. I love to read, I love drinking coffee, and of course, I love to teach. I have a lot of mixed emotions about this school year. I am about 70% excited and ecstatic to be back, but there's part of me that is still very anxious and uncertain about what the school year looks like for us and for the safety of your kids. But I will do everything in my power to make this year enjoyable and fun and educational and a great place for your children to come here and to feel safe and to learn. So I'm going to go over slide-by-slide information that you really should know about my course, just in general, and obviously there's going to be things on here that you don't remember or that you have deeper questions about, and you can email me those at any time. But the first topic I want to go over is attendance. It's a little bit different with the hybrid classroom. So attendance will actually be taken every Wednesday. So on Wednesdays, I will be in the classroom by myself because all of your kids will be at home doing work. And so on that Wednesday is when I'm going to look back on the previous week and I'm going to see what the child completed. I'm looking at if they completed all of their asynchronous work. And were they present for those other 2 face-to-face days as well? Now, you may be thinking, what happens if my child is absent? Each week, starting next week, absent learners can view what they missed on Schoology. And Schoology is the main website that we're going to be using this school year. 6th graders may be familiar with this tool. 5th graders, this might be new for them. Parents, it might be new for you, no matter what grade your child is in. But Schoology is the main platform, and they all bookmarked Schoology on their computers, so it should be there easily accessible. And when you go to Schoology, you'll see all the different courses that they're in. And so I'm actually going to show you this quickly. If they go to courses, you will see an entire page of Barentime, Language Arts, Math, and Social Studies, which are the 4 main courses throughout this school year. So they're going to go to the Barentime folder, which is where I placed asynchronous work, and they're going to go in this white folder, and that's going to have their schedule of what they should do and any extra work along the asynchronous schedule. Within that schedule, I also linked all of the assignments that they need to complete. It will always be here, or at least I will try my best to have it there. If I forget, please email me and let me know. But they will have the ability to look through and see what am I going to do on day 1, what am I going to do on day 2, and what am I going to do on day 3. And they can go through those different days and through the different activities. So for Monday, Tuesday learners, they'll get this paper in paper form on Tuesday when they leave, and my Thursday, Friday learners will get their assignments Friday afternoon at the end of the day, and they will have 3 days to complete that, 3 school days. So that's a little bit of a preview. If they are doing any work for language arts assignments would be in here. If they're doing any work for math or for social studies, those would be all on Schoology. So if your child does not know where to go, say, did you check all of the Schoology courses? If they still checked all of the courses and they still don't know where it is, that's when they can email me. So that's the main gist of what Schoology looks like. And here are some frequently asked questions. What happens if your child gets too sick to complete the work that they need to do at home? If your child is not physically able to do work, then it will be excused, no questions asked. You just need to communicate that with me. If they're at home and they're feeling really ill or sick, or you take them to the doctors, just tell me that and I will mark them excused for that day. It's really on a very honest, trustworthy basis. Just be honest with me of how your child is feeling. But if your child is feeling like they have a cold but they can still do work, then it will be required and it still will be marked for homework. And now it'll depend on you and how your child feels, and we can address that once the time comes. But what happens if your child does not complete all of the online work? When they are healthy and they're at home working for 3 days, but they don't complete all of the required work. If they do not require it, then it'll be marked as an absent day. And they will have points taken from their at-home score. So there will be some assignments that are graded for their at-home work. Some of it is just going to be either a review or a preview of a new unit. But things that are graded, I will state that, and if they don't complete it, it will be taken away and it will be placed as a 0 in the grade book. So it will definitely affect their grade. And this is different than just back in March when they had optional assignments, and if they logged into Schoology, they still got attendance. Hybrid learning is a little bit different. They're still doing work each day, whether they're here or at home. It's not optional. It's not whatever you get done, you still get credit. You are required to get all of that work completed in those 3 days, however long you have to work on those 3 days. So you might have questions about that as things come up, and please feel free to email me at any time. Now for the asynchronous days, like I said before, the asynchronous work will be posted to Schoology. Learners will have 3 days to complete this work at their own pace or at the suggested pace of the schedule that I hand out to them and the one that's posted on Schoology. So they can look at that schedule and follow that, or they can complete the work at their own pace if they are responsible enough to create their own self-paced work, if that makes sense. When they're at home, also, if you're able to be home monitoring them, please give them frequent computer breaks. Let them go outside, take a long lunch. I want the asynchronous work to not be them sitting in front of a computer for 8 hours. I think that's not healthy, and I don't think that's fun. So I think frequent computer breaks throughout the day, if possible, is suggested. On Wednesdays, I'm at school all day with no kids. So Wednesdays are the best days to email me, to give me a call, or I can even schedule a Zoom call with a student if they have a question or they want to go through an assignment together. That is absolutely an option. My email address also is over here if you'd like to communicate with me. I try to email back as quickly as I possibly can. There are a few times during the day when I do have kids that I can answer, and anytime after 3 o'clock I can answer any emails as well. Anytime after 3:30, I don't usually answer any more emails in the evening. If it's an absolute emergency, you can message me on Schoology, or if you can wait till the next morning, I answer emails as early as 6:30 the next day. So grading, all grades, since they'll be with me for all the subjects, will be based on a total point system. There's not going to be any weighted grades. Math, language arts, and social studies are the classes that I will teach and will grade for the first 2 marking periods. Now they also have encore classes, so they will get small grades for those assignments as well. Reading at home will be a small grade, and there will be tests and quizzes throughout different units as well, especially in math class. This might be a question that you have. Can my child retake a test or quiz? Absolutely. I encourage retakes for tests and quizzes, especially in math, at any time when it's convenient for them. I feel that just because a student doesn't do well on a test doesn't mean that they failed. They just maybe need some extra days of practice and review before they're ready to retake it. So I encourage retakes, as many as a child would like to take. And how can you access their grades? You can use eSchool to view their grades, and grades are posted automatically every Thursday. We won't have grades on eSchool for a couple of weeks just because it's a lot of introductory information and getting used to our schedule. But by week 3 in September, we should have our first grades in the grade book where you can see how your child is doing. The next slides are going over the different subjects that I teach. I'll be teaching language arts in a whole group setting as well as small groups. There will be tests and quizzes and portfolios. Reading at home and asynchronous work will all be ways that we will be grading assignments. Our first unit will focus on grammar, main idea, and theme. Math is a little bit different because since it's a mixture of 2 grades, I will actually be meeting just in small groups for math, and I'll teach 1 lesson of 5th grade math and 1 lesson of 6th grade math. Learners will have the opportunity to work at their own pace if they'd like. I will provide math folders and math workbooks. and learners may have to do a mixture of both online and paper assignments for math class. So next week, one of their assignments is actually to do some pages in a packet. So that packet will be passed out to them, they can take it home with them, and they will have to complete that work at their house. For the first 2 marking periods of the school year, we'll be focusing on social studies. So learners will complete social studies completely asynchronously. It's a hard word. And we will also integrate social studies topics throughout language arts units, starting in November all the way through the end of the school year. Will my child be learning the same thing if he or she is in 5th or 6th grade? No, I'm not teaching the 5th grade social studies curriculum, and I'm not teaching the 6th grade social studies curriculum. It is completely new curriculum, and it's a mixture of both to kind of create this new, unique, and individualized social studies curriculum, which I think is pretty cool. So they won't be repeating information, they won't learn about the Civil War 2 years in a row. It'll be completely new, and when they move to 6th grade and to 7th grade, they will learn new information in their social studies class as well. The last thing I want to make sure I go over is 3 of the main websites that you need to know about for this school year. Schoology is number 1, and I linked it in this presentation. This is where I will post weekly schedules and all asynchronous work. Seesaw is another great one. It's like an educational Facebook, and many of you have joined already. Some of you I haven't even asked to join yet, and I'll be doing that sometime today. But you'll get an invitation, and you'll get to join Seesaw, and you can view your child's work and connect with them throughout the day, which I think is really cool. And the last website is iExcel, which is an online resource for both math and ELA. It's an excellent website for review and mastering skills. So those are the 3 major websites. There's going to be many more that I integrate throughout the school year, but those 3, if you know those 3 really well, you will be able to help and assist your child in an incredible way. So if you have any other additional questions or concerns, we will have a Zoom meeting that will go over any questions you have for back to school night, but after that, you can email me at any time with any questions, and I will make sure I can answer as quickly as I can. I'm really looking forward to working with your child this year, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.